And we are live.
Hello and welcome. We are the Untold Stories Project. And tonight we present part two of our three-part little mini adventure campaign for Fantasy Age Second Edition Familiar's Tale. This mini campaign is powered by the upcoming Fantasy Age Second Edition, which is going to be available in PDF and print pre-orders later this February by the amazing friends over at Greenwinding Publishing. My name is Jonesy, and I will be your game master this evening. A quick note for those unfamiliar with Fantasy Age or the adventure game engine. Age powers several amazing Greenwinding titles, including Blue Rose, Modern Age, The Expanse, as well as the upcoming Cthulhu Awakens, and the amazing fifth season, which is currently on Backer Kit crowdfunder campaign. We just unlocked another stretch goal earlier today, so I was super excited. Another adventure was unlocked to go with the Game Master's Kit. So for the core mechanic for Age is 3d6. You roll 3d6, you add your ability, you add a focus bonus if it applies, and you compare that against the target number. For most tests, if you roll doubles, you trigger stunt points, which are cool things that your character can pull off, and the types of stunts you do trigger depend on the sort of situation it was, whether it's exploration, combat, or arcane. And we'll dig into that more as it comes up in game. And let's jump in and meet our casting of characters tonight. Since the players will be taking the roles of animal familiars and companions, versus the more traditional adventuring party, I'd like the folks, you to tell the folks at home your name and who you're playing tonight, including what sort of critter you're playing. Do we want to go ahead and start with Wiki and make our way across the board?
Hi, Wiki, and I'm playing Roth, the garbage-loving, shiny-stealing raccoon. Yeah. I like to steal stuff. Now over to my brother.
Hey, this is Kevin. I am playing Farron the Falcon. I am the animal companion to the Ranger. And I'm that eye in the sky, always looking out for trouble, especially when Roth the Raccoon is hip deep in trouble. That will kick it down to Calvin.
Okay. Well, hey everyone, I'm Calvin. I'm playing Frenweird, the twice-born rat who was revived by the necromancer Nash. And I'll pass it on over to Joe.
Hi, I'm Joe, and I am playing Zender, a bookworm whose companion I literally just went the.
Can't be bothered with names.
You memorized so many names already.
I forgot his name, I'm sorry. I'm going to pass it wait. Deuce!
Hey, that's me. Howdy, everybody. I'm Deuce. I'm playing Saywell, the spider, who is absolutely sure that for some reason this is going to end horribly bad again, Roth. But that's okay. Thanks for coming to our doom. Go ahead, Jonesy. Lead the way.
Awesome. So again, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We are a small independent little RPG channel over here on Twitch. Our goal is to highlight games and settings that don't get as much love as some of the more established big name RPGs. If you like what we do and you want to see more of this sort of content, please consider doing the following: sharing, subscribing, telling your friends where to find us, all that cool stuff. So with that, since we're doing kind of a little preview / mini campaign, I did want to let the characters level up tonight. So I'm actually going to have the players level up their characters real quick, and then we can kind of talk about what that looks like in Fantasy Age Second Edition. So since the characters are going to be going from first to second level on the evil level character incarnate updates, they actually get to increase one of their ability scores, one of their primary skills, which I've gone, depending on which are based on what class that the characters are based off of. There are 4 classes, and so there are 9 stats, and 4 of them are primary and 5 of them are secondary. So I actually cheated and notated on the character sheets for them, so the players know which ones those are. They also get to increase their health. They also include those who cast magic get increase their magic points. And then the other two cool things they get to do is they get to add an extra focus for one of their primary stats, which focuses in Fantasy Age is kind of similar to the skills in other systems. And then they also can advance one of their talents, either by getting a new talent or upgrading an existing talent they have. So with that, I'll let them start asking questions they might have about leveling up the characters.
Do we want to?
Nope, go ahead.
I was going to ask if you want to do this like one person at a time, or do we all want to do like one like ability advancement, then we do one stun advancement, and.
Sure. So let's go ahead and say see what stats are we increasing. What was your previous stat and when you're raising it up to? I'm going to go around. Ricky, what are you raising your?
I'm raising dexterity from 3 to 4.
Woohoo!
Make things easier to steal. Kevin?
I'm kind of not sure. Like, is my fighting as a 0, is that a problem that I should address? Because like my talons are under accuracy instead of fighting.
So the difference there's that's a great question. So in Fantasy Age you have accuracy, which kind of covers anything that requires finesse. So light weapons like rapiers and daggers. Brawling kind of falls under accuracy. In your case, because you're playing a falcon, your talons fall under accuracy. Archery also falls under accuracy. Fighting is generally for more heavy duty, like a wolf's bite might fall under fighting, or is definitely like fighting with a heavy axe, warhammer, that will fall under the fighting skill. With you leaning heavily on your talons, I don't think that a 0 fighting is a bad thing. 0 is kind of an average stat in Fantasy Age.
Okay. Is there, again, I'm not familiar enough with the system. No, like my accuracy is already a 3. So I mean, I have other things like perception is a 2. I feel like that's kind of important for what I'm doing. Dexterity is a 2, which has my flying under it. So like, would it be better to start maxing something out and pushing for the accuracy to be a 4, or to bring up one of the other stats to bring it up to a 3? Like without knowing the system very well, which do you think would be a wiser choice?
Well, I think honestly you can go pretty well either way. I will note that you're the heavy hitter in the group of everyone, like because Wiki is a rogue, basically, and the other 3 are mages.
Okay. So with my talons, then relying on that, I think then I will bump the accuracy from a 3 to a 4. That's just kind of makes sense to me, given what's up. So then, under the focuses, then under accuracy, just click the plus sign.
You should just be able to change the number from 3 to 4. So I click on the number and raise it 1.
Yeah. Well, that's easy enough. Looky there.
And Calvin, what would you like to raise?
I was debating between accuracy and perception because I was getting a lot of good use on my Blight Bolt before, so I might want to make sure that's able to hit whenever I need it. But I think we're covered for perception, so I think it might be more prudent to go with accuracy here, so I can make sure my big old boom keeps hitting when I need it to. Hopefully I keep getting the same kind of lucky rolls I got last week.
Awesome.
Saying that ensures that you don't.
But I'm raising it by 1.
And Joe, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I'm kind of split between intelligence and accuracy. I was not rolling well last week on my intelligence, and that's why I'm worried about it.
So do you have any kind of focus with your breath weapon?
Yeah, my arcane breath is through accuracy.
Okay, so you do have that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because one thing I was going to suggest is if you didn't have it, then you could do the bonus to one of the stats, then get the focus as a if you didn't have the focus already, and that way you can double, kind of make them both a little better. But since you already have the focus, yeah.
Actually, I have a focus in dexterity and accuracy. Is that right? Yeah, because it's to initiative.
Yep.
I'm still learning. Sorry. So
No worries.
I'm gonna say accuracy. Yeah, I said accuracy, so that's what I'm going.
Accuracy tends to be a popular one, especially
What-
at lower levels.
What are you going from and to?
From 2 to 3.
What about Sewell?
So I was considering raising my willpower from a 1 to a 2 because it should raise my spell power, which should in turn affect a lot of my protection and other abilities, making them a bit more powerful by the looks of it.
Yes, it will also affect your spell power and your spell points. So
Sounds like a double win for me. I will happily do that.
That's a good call.
Yay.
So one of the other things we can do real quick is while we're going around talking about focuses real quick, because everyone gets to add a focus for their primary stat. And if you want to go ahead and also, if people want to go ahead and roll, you get to increase your health by 1d6. And for the spellcasters, you can increase your magic points by 1d6. So for spellcasters, it'd be 1d6 plus your willpower. So if you roll a 5 and you have willpower 2, it's a 7 extra points of magic points. And the same with the constitution for health. So if you roll, it's 1d6 plus con.
Cool.
1d6 plus con.
Yep.
The first roll was to add to our hit points.
Sure.
Okay.
So I rolled a 4. My con is 0, so I have 4, which takes me from 25 to 29.
Woohoo.
I rolled
That
a
is how
1.
math works.
Con is 1, so I increased by 5, which means I'm at 25 now.
Sweet.
So I only rolled a 1, but I have a 1 of con, so that bumps me from 25 to 27.
Well, I'm going to be nice because you're going from second level. I'm going to give you a couple extra, add 2 to that. That's just, or a 1 on this is,
Thank you.
Okay.
So I rolled
So
a
many
1
of you
for my hit
rolled ones.
points
Oh my goodness.
It was
and a 1 for my spell points.
a distressing number of ones.
So if you rolled a 1, go ahead and take it as a 3. Make it as an average roll at least, because I'm not cruel.
You're a kind god. For this your home game, the last 4 rolls have all been 1, so we're tearing it up.
Should I also roll for magic points?
So you have the really cool feature, the special arcane dabbler. So yeah, you should go ahead and roll for magic points as well.
Okay.
Which lets you have access to shadow magic, if I remember correctly.
That doesn't bode well.
What did you roll?
A 1.
Man.
Again, I'm going to use the at least get a 3. So
Avoid the D6 at all costs.
Clearly.
in the D6 game?
Yes. That's the irony.
That takes me from 12 to 15.
Hey, just a question about these focuses. Jonesy,
Yes.
I had talons too. And so am I guessing correctly that 2 and the 3 that my accuracy is where the +5 for my attack roll for the talons came from?
it sure is. Yep.
So that means by raising my accuracy, that should go to a +6, right?
That is correct. Yep.
Okay. That adjustment. And the beak, I assume, is under fighting. That's why it's a +0 to attack, because I'm not a beaky kind of, like I'm all about the talons.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Nothing helps you understand a system like leveling a character up.
No, that's kind of one of the reasons I thought it would be good to do this on stream because I thought
agree.
it would be good for
I
the
agree.
for
See the
you and
struggle.
also.
Know that it's normal.
I got 3 for both health and magic points, and my current would also go up by that same number, right? Like,
Yeah.
So if you have a willpower, that should add to your magic
Magic
points.
you know, I should have put a point into willpower, but I wanted the big boom.
Just saying, you got this.
So I put 1 point into accuracy. What does that do to my focus?
So so what Kevin was asking about is over on the character sheet.
Yes.
In the combat section of the character sheet. Pull up my character sheet real quick so I can see what you're seeing. I can better describe.
Where it says attack.
Where it says attack, and there's the
Mm-hmm.
there's a little, if you go across, there's a little +3. This is roll, and the roll column there's a +3 or a +4 or
Okay.
plus.
Okay. Cool.
That would actually because if it's one of the attacks that uses your accuracy, such as bows or in this case your breath weapon,
Yeah.
you get +1 to that.
Okay. So it I think it automatically did that for me. Great.
So I can peek at your sheet and double check that for you. So let's see. Oh, actually, there you go. Got
Oh,
that for you.
okay. Thank you.
Cool. So, and then everyone also gets a focus. So focuses are very similar to skills, and the fact that they give you bonuses when trying to do something very specific, like thievery and lockpicking and stuff. So, I did put a cool little handy cheat sheet in the Roll20 so that players had access to that. But and to add it on your character sheet, you just go to the focuses tab and add it under the appropriate one. So again, this focus, because it's an even level, you can add 1 focus for one of your primary abilities.
So am I thinking that because I'm sort of being the flying scout, would navigation be a good choice of focus?
Yeah, navigation would definitely help you with navigating through the forest and finding things. I'm gonna actually look at and I'm going to tell you right now, Kevin, I don't have all the pre-gens memorized, but
That's okay. So that's an intelligence focus.
And so that one would be good. Other ones that would be good for you would be stealth might be good if you want to be able to be a little bit more sneaky when you switch around. Initiative might be good if you want to make sure.
Yeah, I was kind of torn on that one. Like, I don't know, I feel like I want to grow into that.
I totally took healing because I feel like our group needs someone with that.
I was going to ask if anyone was taking healing.
Yeah, no,
so I could do
got
some
you.
pre-necromancy.
Hey.
I took the Ledgermane, which is I get to use sleight of hand and other tricks to hide things and pickpockets.
Yeah, no, that one makes so much sense for you. I mean, seduction would have been amazing, but
if healing is covered, then I think I will take engineering under intelligence. That might be useful.
Yeah, that's one you can take. There's also arcane focuses for those who cast spells. So if you have, let's say you have the fire arcana, you can take the arcana fire as a focus, and then that actually gives you +2 for your spell casting abilities when you're doing casting tests.
Which actually, I was taking focus for protection arcana to empower and make those easier to cast.
Yep. So did you take the protection one?
Yes, I took protection.
Cool. And then if you want to do me a favor, Deuce,
Yes.
and go to your magic tab.
Yep.
For those spells, there should be a line that says focus bonus, and it says 0 right now.
Change
wanna-
it to 2.
You want to change that to 2. Yep.
Easily done. And again,
Did
for
you
those
get-
playing our home game, one of the cool things about this is I have an arcane shield, which will kind of works like magical armor. It's based on a base of 10 plus my willpower, which magically went up this level, and my focus and arcana, which magically went up this level.
So you're a little bit better at casting it, a little bit more potent when you're using it. So
And do I need to add in healing or something like that, or no?
so
Bless you, whoever that was.
so you're adding the ability focus healing, correct?
Yes.
Yep. And so under the there's a focus tab on your character
Mhm.
sheet.
Yeah, and I
if-
added it under intelligence.
Yep. And if you just and it should default to being the 2 in that little slot.
Yeah.
And so on your main character page, when you look back under your intelligence, you should now see a little healing listed down there.
Okay, cool.
So
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Under dexterity, it says I have the initiative focus, but it has a 0.
yes, and that is a default on the character sheet, so that
Okay.
people can always so everyone can find the initiative button no matter what. So
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I didn't need to correct something.
yeah, and now if you wanted to swap out and take that instead of your
Nope, I don't need to go first.
If I take a Fate Arcana focus, is that added to my spell power tests? When I make a test for Puppets of Fate?
yes, so you get +2 to the casting roll for that.
Okay,
Yep.
that actually might be more practical.
Practical schmactical, do what feels good.
Well, manipulating fate feels good.
So does blowing up people's faces, I've heard.
Yeah, but I already got that one.
I think what I'm gonna do one day is I'm gonna take this special bomb that I was given last time, and I'm gonna steal something from the bad guy and leave the bomb behind, so that when they reach for whatever it is they're trying to, whatever it is I took, they blow themselves up instead.
On brand.
I've chosen well for where that bomb ended up. Far away from me.
Awesome. Cool. So everyone's got their focus, and then a couple other things is one of the cool things in the new second edition is that there's the basic stunts that everyone can do, and then there's also really cool stunts that are class based, and that they unlock as you level up in that class. So these are basically unique stunts, and so I did put a list in there. You don't have to tell me which one. You don't have to. We don't have to share right this second which ones we take. We'll share them as they come up, but. There's a list and there's like 1 or 2.3. You can pick any one you want off that list and add it to your character sheet. And that is going to be one that you now additional stunt you now have access to. Now, obviously, if you pick one that's a lower cost, it's more likely to come up more often, but it won't be as cool as the higher level ones. But if you pick a higher level one, when it does come up, it could be just that cool factor. So you don't have to choose it right this second if you don't want to, but I'm just saying that's something that you will have access to.
Is there a list of stunts somewhere?
There should be in yes in
Oh,
the
there it is.
level up folder. I put it in the little class stunts.
I'm sorry, you put what?
It should say class stunts folder in the level up.
Class stunts.
Yeah, and so you get access to the warrior stunts. So Like I said, we don't have to choose it right this second, but if you wanted to choose one off that list, we can definitely make sure we add it to that character sheet for you.
Yeah, I was gonna choose horrific magic because it sounded really cool. It
And I
is
went
4
with snatch.
points, but it will reveal terrifying visions and insights.
Sweet.
Now I forget. Am I picking? Because I have a rogue level, but am I a rogue or a warrior? I'm
You're a
not-
warrior. Sorry if I labeled your character sheet wrong. So yeah, you should be a warrior.
Okay.
You do the fighty fight
Yes.
with a side of fight.
And a smattering of beak.
No, we've covered that. I don't get the beak dirty. I use the talents.
You tell people to catch these hands. So I went with snatch, which means that I come away from my action having lifted an object of my choice from a person or place within reach without having to use another action.
Oh no.
And then the number in front of the stunt says what level it is. Is that?
And the what you have, how many stunt points it takes to trigger it. Yep.
So then.
So if it's a 1 point stunt and you get a 1 on the drama die, you can use it. But if it's a 4 point stunt and you only roll a 3 on the drama die when you roll the stunt, then it doesn't. You don't have enough oomph to do it. You can still get used all the basic stunts. This is just an extra cool stunt that your character has access to that others don't.
With
So-
favored magic stunt to make one of my stunts, powerful casting, a little bit less expensive, so more reliable. Boring, I know. It's what we spiders do,
I was looking at the exact same thing.
right?
Yeah.
So limb strike says 3. So that
Yep.
means it's not available, or it is.
No, you can totally take limb strike. And it's just whenever you're in combat, you'd actually have to roll doubles and get at least 3 points on the stunt die
Okay. Okay.
to trigger it. But yeah.
And where do I put that on the character sheet?
Under the class abilities, there's a favorite stunt. And I would just add the name
Favorite
of it.
stunts. There it is.
Which basic stunt were you thinking, Joe?
I was gonna go with the favored magic stunt. And I would want to use that with my displacement.
I think you pick one of the basic stunts and it makes it cheaper.
Ah, so confused.
So the one I picked for mine, if it helps, and again, for those playing at home, powerful casting will increase my spell power for each stunt point I spend on it. And I can only spend up to 3. This one, as long as I generate stunt points, I get one of those pretty much for free. So I can get up to 3 extra spell power for only 2 stunt points, which is not too bad.
I think I would have to put it on my quick bite because it's the only one that I need stunt points for.
There you go.
Yeah. 'Cause the other ones, I don't need stunt points.
Well, I mean, absolutely. Or there's your normal spell stunts. So, like Mighty Spell that increases your damage instead of costing 2, would only cost you 1.
Yeah, and displacement normally costs me 4.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm. And if you did that as a favorite, then it cost you 3.
Cool.
Pretty sharp.
What do I need to do to notate that?
So is that the one you want to go with?
Yeah,
Displacement?
yeah.
Yeah, so on the character sheet, go ahead and add it to your favorite stunts. So if you click on the class tab,
Yes.
the first entry should be favorite stunts, and it should say like Mighty Blow, Pierce Armor, Quick Bite,
Mhm.
and then and the next one, and then I'd put it, put it right there.
Oh,
And-
okay, gotcha. Thank
And
you.
instead of listing it as 4 SP, list it as 3 SP because you can do it for 1 point cheaper.
And is that all favored stunts or that, or is that just a particular type of favored stunt?
She's taking a instead of getting that, like you got the limb strike.
Uh-huh.
So instead of taking limb strike, she took one that lowered the cost of one of her stunts,
Okay.
making it easier for her to trigger, making it more available. And Deuce did something similar where he's got one that he can do at a lower cost and get more oomph out of it, his spells.
The little web shield that I gave you, I can make a lot better, so you have more defense when you use it.
Nice.
Okay.
And so one last bit real quick before we dive in is that you also get to pick a new talent. You can either raise an existing talent or choose a new one. So I know Wiki, you and Kevin had looked at a couple that you had, and so you had kind of picked out ones that you wanted. Which ones did you want?
Surprising, no one. I am raising my thievery from journeyman to master.
Cool.
Which means that now, before I could re-roll lockpicking and traps, and now I can also re-roll searching / perception.
And then, since we're playing a little oddball game here, as opposed to standard elves and dwarves and gnomes and stuff, I imported one talent from Blue Rose to help support this game, which was animal fighting focus. Animal fighting talent, and so Kevin's decided I gave that to Kevin because Kevin's playing the Fighty the Falcon. And so we talked about raising that one up so that he's got the extra. It gives him bonuses. It makes it easier for him to do a knock prone, and also makes it harder for people to knock him prone because he's a bird and can level himself out. So.
And what's that called
Calvin,
again?
It was called Talon in something. Let's look at your character sheet real quick.
Beacon Talon?
Beacon Talon, yep.
Okay, so I should just click that from novice to journeyman? Is that how
yeah. Yep. And then there's a little handout in the called Talon. I listed as Talon in the level up section. That's the text for your novice section if you just want to paste that
okay.
in.
Yes, that works.
Cool. Like I said, I borrowed that one from Blue Rose, which is one of the cool things about Age is that if you see them really cool and one, you can drop another one. So as an example, if I really wanted to play elves and gnomes and dwarves, but I wanted cybernetics, I can take the cybernetic rules from the cybernetic slice from Modern Age and drop them in the Fantasy Age, and then I have cybernetic drider.
That's horrifying.
You're welcome. So, Calvin, what were you thinking? I know there's a couple that you were looking at. So, which ones were you thinking about?
I was looking at quick reflexes and alchemical explosives as possible options.
Cool. So, alchemical explosives are kind of what they sound like. There are alchemical potions that you can get together, and they throw them and they blow up, kind of like grenades.
Mm-hmm.
And quick reflexes is it lets you be quick and agile, and let me pull up the full description, but yeah. But it lets you be a little more nimble and avoid.
Is it like an evasion kind of thing?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of want those explosives.
Do it.
I mean,
Get
that's
the
all the convincing I
explosives.
need.
I was thinking about the explosives too, but there's also this other healing thing, so get the explosive.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's not practical, but it's cool. I don't know who's gonna carry them, but
Oh no, that you know exactly who's going to carry them. I showed you how you do that last time.
I
hand
think
them to Roth
the
and
rat
Duck.
carrying the explosive sounds about right.
all right, let's go
I
with the
have a-
boom.
I have a belt form and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with those explosives.
Yep. Yeah, with alchemical explosives, you know the basics of alchemy. You can make blast vials and thunder vials, and you also make black powder and you can make black powder without the potential of blowing yourself up.
Oh, that is good.
So,
Excuse me, goodness.
and then quick reflexes. You can prepare yourself for action, and once per round, you can use a ready action as a free action. So you can have you don't have to spend a round to get do the prep. You can use it for free. So pretty cool.
That does sound more
All right.
practical, but
Let's
yeah.
blow up some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Joe, what were you thinking about?
Have no idea how to pronounce this word. Chirurgic? Oh, it's below carousing. I don't know how to say that word.
Cheers.
What's it under?
It requirements you need intelligence, healing, focus, and it just took healing, so I figured that would be fine.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Don't know what it does. Yeah.
Yeah, no idea how you would pronounce that.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
Chi? Like the manipulation of chi?
That's my brain went chi surgery, and I was like, "That's
Oh,
sure.
you learned the Mr. Miyagi.
right."
It feels like that's what it's trying to go for, is the manipulation of chi, because it's a healing thing, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was thinking too.
So Chirurgy would be
Yeah.
my guess at how that is pronounced. I don't know.
Yep. And so basically, the novice level that lets you do healing as a minor action instead of a major action. So
Awesome.
That's very important.
Especially if you've got a bunch of rats and raccoons running around with explosives.
Someone needs to be responsible right now.
Bunch of rodents with explosives. I think healing is probably important. Good times.
awesome.
Thank you. Okay, cool.
So I added it to your character sheet, and
Thanks.
and I added it for you, Calvin, as well. And so we just have Deuce left. What were you thinking?
Well, since my little buddy has learned how to make explosives, I'm going to take a lot of pride in assuming I taught him that. Let's expand my own to the second level of alchemical explosives, so novice to journeyman, and which should teach me how to make fire and ice vials, I believe, if I'm reading it correctly.
Yes.
So as I mix this with this, new things happen.
We are going to burn this forest down.
According to chat, that is an old was an old term for surgeon, which is where that comes from.
Surgeon, yeah. CHIRGEN, I think.
Learn something new every day.
Hmm. Just like jail used to be GAOL.
The Gao.
Gao.
Cool. And so that with that, it was a little bit more intense than I expected, but I do apologize for that. But with that, we head on over to pick up where we left off last episode, and the characters are making their way through the Far Reach Forest, heading out to the blasted Badlands, out to the northeast. You've been hiking for the better part of a couple hours, and as the day's been going on, something definitely seems to be wrong with the forest. It is late spring, and you're seeing a lot of the oaks and other trees have started to turn color, taking on oranges and yellows and brown colors, as if it's almost like if it's fall. And you do see that seems to be a lot more, even the evergreens, like the pines are taking a lot more of a rustic and rusty colorization to them, as if something's like dimming the whole area. Is our falcon flying ahead and taking point again?
Yes, because walking, well, that just seems a little
Silly
too good.
when you have wings.
That's right.
So why don't you go ahead and give me a perception seeing test, Kevin?
Okay, perception seeing. So that's 20. Hey, it was a total of 13 with 1 stunt point.
Awesome. So with that, you get the lay of the land. As you go in, like I said, the forest is taking much more of a autumnal coloring.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And up ahead, you see the river is, there's like a small little little pond in the up ahead,
Okay.
next to a little cliffside area, and there's a small river running south from that.
Ooh.
Do I see any, because we've dealt with, and we know our companions have been ambushed in the past, are there any signs of chicanery about?
Do I smell
and-
goblins?
And you did get 1 stunt point with that test. So I will say that you actually can see up ahead on there's, like I said, there's that small pool of water, and the land right past that pool raises pretty steeply. So there's a little cliff that's probably about 15, 20 yards up. And on that cliffside, you see what appears to be some movement, and right near one of the big old trees that's near there. And pinging on the map to give you an idea if you can kind of see where I'm talking about.
So okay, did you put my token sort of where?
Your token is up in the your characters are up in the top right hand corner. Sorry, top left hand corner.
Okay. Okay. And
So
where
your
on the?
Yeah, you're actually closer to probably right here. And like I said, right over this cliff area is where you're seeing some movement.
Okay, I'm sorry that broke up a little bit. That's where I see what?
You're seeing some movement. So,
Movement. Okay. I'll eyeball the movement for a moment or two to see if anything else reveals itself. If not, I will circle back to the party and let them know there may be some shenanigans ahead.
Yay, shenanigans. I mean, ooh, shenanigans.
Everyone loves shenanigans.
Figured that would happen.
So as you get a little closer and you kind of do a little wide arc, you do see what appears to be and a couple creatures over that way.
Creatures, you say?
Yes. Mhm. You see what appears to be some sort of, and it was a little hard and difficult to make out because she seems to be made of living vegetation.
Oh.
And she seems to be bound in some sort of purplish black vine energy. It's a little hard to make out. And with her, it seems to be a goblin.
It's a goblin.
Does it look like the goblin has her prisoner, or?
It does appear that the goblin has her prisoner, yes.
And are they like eyeballing the pool down below, or are they just hanging out on the high spot? Can I tell?
And this is the little goblin that you see.
Ooh, goblins.
Realistically, I could probably carry Renward and Sewell. Am I saying that correctly? Sewell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're more than strong enough to act as.
However,
Yeah.
Roth becomes a problem for my little falcon wings, I think. Is Zender strong enough to carry Roth?
I'm fine.
I don't know that you staying down here by yourself while we assail the goblin and find out what's going on is a good idea.
I got a bomb. I'm good.
You can try to carry. Hey, if I carry you, that means you can go death from above and drop it on top of someone.
Oh, good, you're helping.
Okay.
This is terrible.
It's a bad plan.
I'm just grabbing your two little forearms, so I don't know what you're throwing with. Let's go.
No. And something else you might notice in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, there's a little tracker. So that a little tracker.
Round tracker, isn't it?
It is not a round tracker.
Oh.
In Fantasy Age, the new edition, there's a thing called peril.
Oh no.
And as things transpire in the game, things can trigger the peril to go up. And when it hits 10, 20, or 30, I have to make a roll to see if something perilous happens.
Oh no.
And I guess Raccoon Bombardier is probably on that list.
Well, perilous
I feel like that should bump it up to like a 3 already.
I feel a lot of peril. I'm just saying.
So to give you an idea how this works is usually it's the if everything's going right, the other shoe has got to drop at some point. So so what triggers it to go up is if a player rolls an ability test and gets a 6 on the stunt die. If the player spends more than 4 or more stunt points to perform a single stunt in a single round. If the character succeeds in defeating an encounter or hazard, it goes up. And completing certain sections of an adventure will cause it to go up. So eventually, the peril will go off. When it goes to 30, it will go off. How and what that does and how that means, we'll get to that if we happen to trigger it.
Oh,
2 rounds by Calvin's rolls.
Right?
So since you are deciding to be sneaky and all that stuff, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and roll me initiative so I can get you on the initiative tracker. Just in case.
Just in case.
Uh-huh.
Ah, crap. I forgot to click my little guy. All right, I will roll it again so that it is on the tracker. No, apparently I can change it.
Apparently we've got. Why did it? Apparently I've got people in here multiple times. I don't know.
Did you clear it from last?
Thought I did. I'm going to assume that it was user error.
Because I can only see us once.
Yeah, same. I only see us once.
Zinder. I'm seeing doubles in chat too.
Well, I had to roll twice because I forgot to click my token.
And I double clicked like a fool.
Okay.
Though we can delete the text me because I could click on my icon this time to put me in.
I mean, not to brag, but Calvin and I did it right.
Yeah. Not to brag.
Sorry.
Of course.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Of course you did. That's why everyone loves you. You're so great.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh man, you're gonna be playing a speedster against it. Oh wait, no, you're not.
Hey, don't. Why, Calvin? Why you gotta stir the pot?
Because he just learned alchemy. It's what he does.
So this is so weird. So I'm just gonna. Roth, what did you get?
I should have an 11, but the one that I clicked my token for was a 16, but it should be an 11.
Sindrin, I got you on here twice. It should be.
Like Zender should be an 8.
The first time I rolled, it was 8. Because I forgot to click my token.
Yeah, I think on my side it took it no matter what. Cool.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
Cool. So, so the plan was for Farron, for you to fly back, pick up the two little ones, and head back towards where you're seeing the goblin and the tree creature.
Yes. This is the part where I regret not taking stealth, right?
According to my notes, I'll bet that's the corrupted nature spirit. Because I took notes.
Teacher's pet.
Cool. So, so yeah, you can go ahead, and we're gonna go ahead and just. What the heck? There you go. So, and so the plan is to head right back to the tree, or are we heading someplace else when you fly back?
Will you like fly back with my passengers?
Yes, yeah. So the plan you said was to go get them, and then you're gonna where are you planning on heading with them?
I would like to get them sort of on their feet, as it were, in a place where they're comfortable dealing with whatever we're about to jump headfirst into. I mean, I don't want to just surprise goblin and leave them on the doorstep. If there's a tree with some branches that will give them advantageous. I'm going to try and set them up so they'll be, ready for action and whatever comes our way. So is there like a tree with some height? You said it's autumn, so is there a tree that can sort of semi-quietly swoop into and set down my passengers?
Sure. There's this other really big one right over here. If you wanted someplace that was close, but not too close, not right next to them.
Yeah, like close, but not right next to them. Let's see. This map is huge.
Yeah, and the map is huge, and then I also scaled it for small creatures. So it was a big forest, and then I scaled it for small creatures. So
it's a bigger forest.
Just a wee bit.
I look at Zendra and go, drop me on his head.
I'm not. No. We're sticking together. That's the safe thing to do.
I'll be together on his head.
I'm not going on his head. That's scary.
I said, drop me on his head.
No. Shush. You're the passenger. Shush.
And where are you two of you planning on flying? Actually, I'm going to move the whole group roughly. Whole group is coming up this way.
I'm sorry. Am I not at the right tree?
Yeah, I'll get the other two to you in a second. But
okay.
So where was Zendrin and Roth are heading to?
Zender is absolutely trying to follow. Not
Falcon.
Thank you. Whatever. Names. Following the birdie bird.
I have a name.
I know you have a name.
It's Krubin
It's
number
not in the
5.
book, so I don't know it.
But bird is the word.
And I
Aaron.
just feel like Roth is fighting a little bit because I'm not gonna drop him off where he wants to go.
We're not gonna drop me on his head. At least go the other side.
I'm strong, but I'm not agile. I need to help.
Just
Help.
kicking my fat little legs.
So for those flying, for the people actually flying, the two flyers, I need you both to make dexterity stealth checks for me.
Oh no.
Oh, this is the part where I regret not taking stealth.
I didn't foreshadow at all when I said this stealth.
Oh, okay. I'm actually quite happy with that. That was okay.
So I got a result of 10 with 2 stunt points.
And I got 5 stunt points.
Sheesh.
So, as you're flying closer, Zendrin, you can make out that there is a goblin warlock that is currently bound a dryad. You're guessing the dryad is tied to this region, and given whatever the warlock is doing, it's probably causing the whole region to transform the way it has.
Ooh, that's a.
Because it is supposed to be bright in spring, and
Yeah.
well,
It's not.
it's not. So
That's bad magic. That's bad magic. We need to stop the bad magic. He's hurting the entire forest.
That dropped me on his head.
Okay, I might do that now.
Less explosives if the dryad's okay.
Oh,
Please.
yeah, that's a good point. Okay, we should protect the dryad. We don't want the forest to die. I don't know what the thrashing is meant to be.
Anger, disappointment, sadness.
Oh,
I'm
you're
familiar
the-
with these things.
Oh, okay.
I have teeth.
I wonder what a paper cut in your gums will feel like. No worries.
I meant for the goblin.
Oh. I thought you said you were gonna bite me. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we're making it over to the tree.
So, so you're falling to the same tree?
Yeah. Just arguing with the raccoon. You can sneak attack. There's so many other options if we stop by here first. Crossing your arms makes this a lot harder.
With that, you see the goblin raise his hand, and as he raises his hand, you hear a loud rumbling fill the area. The whole little forest region that you're in just kind of rumbles out through the forest, scaring away many other birds and many other creatures that were skittering around in the underbrush. As the earth erupts,
It just like earthquake erupts or volcanic eruption.
Earthquake, more like clouds of dirt and debris just kind of shoot up from the ground and start forming these rather large humanoid mounds of earth.
Ah, golems. Ah. Okay. I'm gonna set Rock down and be like, stick 'em. I'll heal you if you need it.
Sick them easier from his head.
And as that happens, like I said, the earth explodes up, and you can see three of these creatures have shot forth from the ground itself, and the dryad seems to be screaming in a silent scream of pain, and seems to and as you see that happening, more of the dryad's green and vibrant green and coloring seems to leach out of it, taking more of a brown husk color for a moment.
Oh no!
As if it's pulling the life force out of the dryad itself.
Oh wait, maybe your plan is a good plan.
So
from above?
So, and with that, I think we should probably take a quick break before we jump into this combat.
Yeah, I'm so ready to fight. That was mean.
I am very
He
ready
pulled
to
an
blast.
He pulled an Alex. He just pulled an Alex right there.
Yep. So we'll be back in a moment and to catch see if our heroes can save this poor dryad.
All right.
Probably not.
It's okay. We got plans. We have options. We'll figure it out.